Okay, so we're going to begin talking about scientific notation. Scientific notation is a shorthand way of writing really big or really small numbers. And really, you would maybe say tiny or large, but they're really big or really small numbers. Scientific notation is written as a product of two numbers. The first number must be between 1 and 10. The second number must be a power of 10. So you might see something that looks like 2 times 10 to the second power. So when you are converting standard to scientific form, you're going to create a number between 1 and 10 by moving the decimal. Count the number of times that you move the decimal. This will be your power of 10 or exponent. If your number is greater than 1, the exponent will be positive. And if your number is less than 1, like a decimal, the exponent will be negative. So moving on to some examples. So convert the number to scientific notation. So we have 1,850,000. So our decimal is technically here. We want to get it in between the digits so that it's a number between 1 and 10. Well, here's 1. So we want to move our decimal to this space right here, 1.85. 1.85 is between 1 and 10. So now we're going to count the number of spaces that we move the decimal. And it doesn't really matter if you start from the right and count left or if you count from the left to right, but your decimal always starts here, so you can just start there and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've moved 6 spaces, so that's going to be our power of 10. So 10 times 10 to the 6th power, and this is our beginning coefficient, 1.85. So our answer is 1.85 times 10 to the 6th power. We're going to do some more examples. Convert the number to scientific notation. So currently our decimal is right here, and I'm going to count the number of spaces that we move it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I move it to between the 4 and 2, it will give me a number that is between 1 and 10. 4.2 would fall between 1 and 10 on a number line. And we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So times 10 to the 4th power. Both of these numbers have been larger than 1, so I know my exponent is going to be positive. Now, we're working with a number that is smaller than 10, so I know my exponent is going to be negative. This time, my decimal starts over here, and I'm going to move to the right. 1, 2, 3 spaces. If I put my decimal here, it gives me a number, well, actually, this whole thing falls between 1 and 10. 7.826. That is a number that falls between 1 and 10. And I moved my decimal 1, 2, 3 spaces. Because this number is less than 1, it is a negative exponent. Negative exponent. So times 10 to the negative third power. All right, next example. Going to start with my decimal right here, and I'm going to move it to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I put my decimal here, I have a number that is between 1 and 10. It's 1, but it's still between 1 and 10. So 1 times 10, and I'm going to recount 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is less than 1, so we're going to use a negative exponent. All right, so those are your 4 examples. Go on to the practice. Go on to the next thing in the grid.